way to Comic-Con. So excited.
Ready for CCI?
Woo, fun.
We just parked and we're walking over to the convention center. Ryan was actually here yesterday, but today is the dress-up day. What are we?
We're Rangers.
We're Rangers.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Hey guys, I'm taking a video. So we've been here for like 25 minutes and haven't even made it into the convention center yet because everyone wants to take our picture because my future parents-in-law are dressed to the nines today. So a lot of people, how many people are here? 100,000?
130,000.
130,000 people are here, which I did point out is about 2 Eras Tour concerts worth of people. So, not really that impressive if you think about it. Keep you guys updated once we get into the convention center. The first thing you see when you walk into the convention center is the exhibit hall, and that's the floor, so it stretches all the way down. You can even see in this video from like 0 all the way up to 5,000, I think, and they're all just rows filled with different pop-ups like you see here. So there are the really big ones like Marvel and DC, and then there are smaller ones like what I assume to be smaller comic book publishers or anime shows. They have art everywhere, a lot of these little figurines that you can buy. Sorry, figurines might not be the right word. This is Tomb Raider. I actually love Lara Croft. I grew up playing the Tomb Raider games, and when I went to Comic-Con last year, I also dressed up as Lara Croft. You also walk around and see a ton of books, and it's not all just like comic book stuff. There are books that I was actually interested in. If you're interested at all in like the ACOTAR series, then there are a lot of smaller authors who write books similar to that. And of course, there is a lot of cosplay. You see a ton of people dressing up and all sorts of things. Some people go really hard and spend a lot of money on their costume, and some of them are just kind of more like DIY, like Brian and I did. These were some of my favorites. This man actually looked a lot like Hugh Jackman, so can't complain about that. This is Mrs. Frizzle, if you know, you know, from the Magic School Bus. And this is me, starting to feel a little bit claustrophobic, worried. I was on a mission to find things that caught my eye. This was a Barbie pop-up, which is really cute. Ryan and I took some pictures there. They had some seemingly cool like comic book stuff with women as the protagonists, and then I don't know, I thought this series was kind of cute for like elementary to middle schoolers. This woman who's like a scientist. I've never read these books, but they looked cute. And then of course there were some Disney pop-ups as well. If you're like a Disney adult, there's definitely stuff here for that. And there was a whole Tamagotchi pop-up. So if you guys remember from like 5th grade, if you're around my age, we played with these little Tamagotchis that you had to keep alive. You had to feed them and clean up their poop and put them to sleep. So this was very nostalgic for me. And there were so many pins all over the exhibit floor. Ryan actually has a pin collection, so he got a couple. I, of course, saved the best for last. There was a little artist that had some really cute Taylor Swift stuff. I did want to touch on this. There were a lot of images of sexualized women and sexualized men, like men that are just super ripped and huge and like 4 times the size of his woman counterpart in the image or the comic or whatever it is. Honestly, it made me feel pretty uncomfortable because I would definitely say that the convention leaned heavier in male attendance, and it was very obvious to me that a lot of the marketing and where this convention and these businesses are making money is in sex and violence. A lot of the images were just way too sexualized or very violent, like this picture here. I'm just not drawn to anything like that, so honestly it just kind of made me feel icky. It's hard to avoid this stuff, but alas, there are other parts of Comic-Con too. We did play Dungeons and Dragons. I have never played this, never thought of playing it, but here we are. We just sat down to play Dungeons and Dragons. I've never played this. We're learning how to play, right?
But you're with experienced players.
But I'm with some experienced players kind of watching it.
I'm gonna have everyone put themselves on the deck of the ship wherever you would like. So these dice are essentially represent fate in the game. So you can have an idea, and any thought that you have is going to be solved by the dice. The higher the number, the better. You guys look out over the ocean, and you're seeing lightning crack from the clouds, but something catches your eye underneath the water. This creature crawls up long tentacles. They clamber over the deck. You see this creature.
Oh my goodness.
See, I knew we'd get to use him.
16.
Yeah.
Don't jump out of the way and your flame scorches their side. Now you get to roll damage. You're the first one to hit. Congratulations.
Maybe get this. Okay, the mask falls, the icicle comes down, pins him down,
him.
goes through the leg, he's down, he's like that. I come leaping through the air with my sword, right through the head.
This was another little activity that we did. I think this is a game from Star Trek. Each of us had different jobs on this, I guess, spaceship. And we were all shouting things at each other. It was actually really fun because it was very interactive and none of us had any idea what we were doing, so we were all just laughing really hard the whole time. It was very tucked back into the farthest corner of one of the floors that you could go to. But there are really random things you can do at Comic-Con. You don't just have to walk around the exhibit hall or wait in really long lines to see people talk about their books or movies. One thing I would definitely recommend if you ever go to Comic-Con or just San Diego in general is to go to this Seaport Village. It's basically behind the entire convention hall. So it's overlooking the marina, which is absolutely gorgeous. And then there are kind of these like outdoor, I don't know, I want to call them mini carnivals with their different themes. So that one was some show that I didn't watch. They had a pirate ship that you could go on and drink a beer. And they had these huge lines. I can't even tell you how long these lines were, especially for Hall H, which is where the like big name panels usually are. So if you see like if you follow Tom Holland or Robert Downey Jr. and you see them doing those big panels in front of the Comic-Con sign, that's usually in Hall H. So people will wait like 24 plus hours sleeping overnight on the ground in order to get into these halls. This year the big one was Deadpool and Wolverine. We did not wait in one of those lines, but Ryan's dad did wait in line to get onto the IMDb boat. Basically, it's just a boat I think that they do a lot of interviews on for IMDb. We saw a couple of people get carted in and out of the boat while security was kind of surrounding them, assuming that they were celebrities of some type. We got on it and they gave us these little passports to go around and get stamped at different stations. And you could get ice cream, and it was all sponsored by DiGiorno Pizza. So we got DiGiorno's, and each of us, I think, grabbed a beer. And then on the way out, they just gave you some IMDb swag to take with you. I enjoyed being outside in general. This spot was also crowded, which I said earlier, I am a bit claustrophobic, so I can only stand in these big groups of people for so long. Usually I kind of make my way off to the side and tell Ryan that I'll be back. So that was really pretty. To finish off the second day, we stopped and grabbed some drinks at this restaurant that was right on the water. Gorgeous view, really good food and drinks. I would recommend this restaurant. I think it was called Sally's. So obviously there's a ton more to do at Comic-Con, but these are some of the things that we were able to do in the 2 days that I was there, at least. Hopefully this gave you an idea of what Comic-Con is like from kind of an outsider's perspective. I'm not super into the world of Comic-Con like I know so many people are who go, but this was my take on it. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks, see you next time.